Hello, my name is Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are Jaguar F-Type specialists. The summer is on its way, and that of course means roof-down motoring if you're lucky enough to have a convertible. And we are very excited to have some lovely convertible F-Types in stock at the moment, and even more excited to add to them with this beautiful R-Dynamic P380. It's a 2018 F-Type in Ammonite Grey, also known as Corris Grey. It's sitting on diamond-turned Gyrodyne wheels, although we can offer other wheel options. It is a low-mileage car with great history, and it's in stunningly good condition. I am very excited indeed to show you around. I've said before when videoing these grey F-Types how brilliantly this colour palette works, especially with the bonnet and that power bulge on the top of the bonnet. It shows so effectively in this colour. The light catches the curves, those beautiful compound curves either side of the power bulge very effectively indeed. And it also picks up the stunning aerodynamic lines of the F-Type. Look down the side of the car there, and there's an arrowhead effect, isn't there? The point of the nose back to the powerful haunches at the back end of the car. It's such a good looking thing in any colourway, but in the grey palette, the F-Type I think perhaps looks its best. And then this particular car, well yes, a P380, so the more powerful V6 variant, rear wheel drive for classic sports car handling, the impeccable British sports car experience that you get from this Jaguar is delivered in spades by this particular example. You can see we have the chrome power vents which work so brilliantly there with these diamond-turned Gyrodyne wheels. I did mention, because we are F-Type specialists, we keep many sets of different wheels in stock. And if you particularly would like one of the other wheel designs, we'll chat to you about that and make it happen if we possibly can. Another feature on this car is the black design pack. So we have the side skirts and the front and rear splitters in black. And of course, the front vents, the chin vents in black as well, along with the bonnet vents. It's a very eye-catching thing with those chrome power vents at the side, providing just a delightful punctuation mark in the look of this car. And then at the tail end, well yes, there is the rear splitter in gloss black, and we've got those beautiful twin chrome tailpipes and of course the chrome badging, and that little spoiler which pops up at the back of the boot when you are at speed in order to assist with downforce. You can see as we look round that this car is in stunningly good order. The paintwork is very, very fine indeed. It's unmarked, unblemished. It has been diligently cared for and maintained. And the same is true inside the cockpit. On which note, let's take a look inside. We'll supply the car, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's book pack. And in order to unlock, just tap the button on the fob, the door unlocks, the power fold mirrors move out into position, and we can take a look in the cockpit. Starting perhaps with the door card, which you can see is in jet or ebony, Jaguar's black leather and interior trim tone. It's in very, very good order, no blemishes, no marks anywhere. We've got Meridian sound and the 12-way electric memory seat package with the adjustable lumbar support. Panning round, the seats in this car are the suede cloth and leather. And suede cloth for the centre section of the seats here is really good in the summer in particular, because it doesn't have that hot feeling that you get from leather seats. If leather seats have been in the hot sun, of course, and you sit down in them, particularly in lightweight summer clothes, thin shirts and so forth, you do feel that heat. The suede cloth is much, much more comfortable in that regard, so it's an excellent choice for a convertible. Sitting down into the car, and as ever I'm going to remark on the mixture of art and science, the Wonderful equipment in this F-Type, along with the beautiful way that the cockpit comes together. The lines and curves in the cockpit, particularly this beautiful grab handle between the passenger and the driver's area of the car, is a great design statement as well. Looking around in more detail, we've got the armrest here. Under that, there's a cubby hole with a 12-volt socket, a place for the micro SIM card and twin USB chargers for your electronics. And then we've got the twin cup holder there, of course. And to explore further, we'll fire up the supercharged V6. So finger on the start button and foot on the brake, and I'll press the start button like so. You'll see the instrument binnacle do its little self-test flying display. The centre air vent will rise up into position. I'll put the climate control on, the centre air vent will come up then. And then we have got this beautiful centre console. Working across the bottom here, the switch for the convertible roof, of course. We'll come back to that in more detail in a moment and see that operating. We've got the Eco Stop Start Defeat, the spoiler up and down button, and because this is a convertible, I can swing the camera around and show you the spoiler coming up and going down again, like so. It happens automatically at set speeds when you're driving. You can put it up and down manually there if you wish to, particularly important when you're cleaning the car to do that. We've got the traction control off button, and then the switched active sports exhaust button, which opens those valves in the exhaust that give you a throatier exhaust note for your sportier driving. Then the electronic parking brake, of course, with hill start assist, very useful device and very reliable in these F-Types. Then we come to the shift stick itself, and it's a beautiful piece of design. You see how it falls into the hand there. There's a trigger on the front to activate it, and pulling the trigger we can then pull through into drive mode, and we can go sideways into sports mode. And in sports mode you can shift up and down there by using the shift stick forwards and backwards. I prefer, as I always say, to use the paddles on the steering wheel itself, because then I'm constantly maintaining perfect control of the car with my hands on the wheel. But if you like to, for old time's sake, you can reach down and shift with the stick like that as well. On the top of the stick, the park button there, which puts the gearbox into park like so. And then we've got the driving mode selector switch. So at the moment we're in standard, or what I tend to call vanilla driving mode, and to go into rain, ice and snow mode we move the switch forward like that. That engages a much softer throttle map in particular, and that means that the car is much easier to control in slippery, icy conditions on wintry roads. I really do recommend it. It's not ornamental the way that ice mode can be in other makes of car. Back into standard driving mode, and then we come rearwards into dynamic or tutti frutti mode, and the instrument binnacle then illuminates in red. As you can see, we get a little message to say dynamic driving mode confirmed, and you see the checkered flag bottom left there of the center part of the instrument binnacle telling us that we now have various features around the car set up for a sportier way of driving. The engine map, the throttle response, of course, the steering, the gearbox and the suspension, all now adjusted for a better feel. Okay, back over here, and we'll come out of dynamic mode back into standard mode and take a look at the climate control area. You'll see we've got dual zone climate, so passenger and driver dial in their own temperatures on the two dials there. And we've got heated seats, of course, brilliant in cold weather, or even, you know, in a cool summer morning. Jump into the car for a day out, put the heated seats on, and you'll be toasty warm in an instant. 3 stages of that electric heating there. Timed recirculation, of course. And then we've got the demist and defrost, including the front windscreen electric defrost. So this is a windscreen with those tiny wires running through it, which help to heat it up very rapidly indeed in cold weather and clear any mist and frost from the windscreen. Up from here, and we have the infotainment, and it's always difficult to show this on the video because the illumination confuses the camera, but we can see here the home screen, and you can see we have navigation. I'll tap that and then go in here, and you can see a very clear display with a lovely map which zooms in and out very easily. Very easy to program, very easy to follow the instructions. It's crisp and clear, not confusing like certain particularly German manufacturers manage to make things. We'll tap the home button and just have a look at the media options. So we've got various sources available, radio and Bluetooth. That's my phone there, so I can play Spotify or BBC Sounds or whatever I wish from my phone with that option. And we'll go back to the home screen, and you can see we've got Bluetooth telephony as well. And then if we swipe across, you can see the other options. Here we have in particular in-control apps, valet mode, and we have CarPlay and Android Auto available as well. Have a look at the photographs of the car to see the CarPlay screens. It works just brilliantly. Plug your phone in or use a Bluetooth dongle so that it's wireless, and you have your phone screen information on the infotainment screen. Really brilliant system. I absolutely adore it, and I use it all the time. Okay, next we'll take a look at the steering wheel. Oh, and I should mention, by the way, sorry, we have black interior pack on this car, so all of the switches and so forth here in black. Across here on the steering wheel, the left thumb cluster is the infotainment controls and Bluetooth telephony button. We've got the automatic headlamps on the left stalk. On the right hand side we have the cruise control and active speed limiter, and the button for the heated steering wheel. Again, just brilliant in cold weather to have your hands on a warm steering wheel as you drive. If you haven't lived with a heated steering wheel, I really do recommend it. It makes winter driving so much easier. And then on the right hand stalk, of course, we have the rain sensitive wipers. Down here by my right knee, you can see that we've got the lane keep assist, boot release and rear fog light, and the dimmer for the instrument binnacle as well. And you can see that the whole cockpit is in brilliantly good order. It's in fine condition. It's been carefully and correctly cleaned and maintained. There are no marks, there are no bruises on the leather anywhere. It really is very fine indeed. Okay, let's take a look at this convertible roof now. And I'm going to swing the camera around so that we can watch it operate. The switch down here, very simple. It's simply up or down. Hold it in the position against the spring. So to raise the roof, there we are. The windows wind down out of the way, and then the roof folds up out of its stowage and latches automatically in the top of the windscreen, like so. And then the windows come up, and in only a very few seconds we have the roof up, and that rain shower we've spotted ahead is no longer a problem, and we can be safe and secure and dry and warm. Once we're through the shower, we can pop the roof down again. You can operate it, by the way, up to 30 miles per hour while you're actually moving. I recommend to be cautious about that, of course. Ideally find a spot to pull over and stop, but if you need to, you can use it at up to 30. Just press the button down. The windows wind down, the roof unlatches and folds itself away, and then the little covers move into position on either side of the roof, and the windows come up again, and we are ready to enjoy the sunshine. The Jaguar roof then, simple, easy to use, swift to operate, and it turns out to be incredibly reliable as well. We've been very pleased with the reliability of these roofs, and compared to certain others, really the F-type roof is fabulously good. Okay, we'll switch the engine off and take a look in the boot. In the F-Type, the roof folds down into its own compartment in front of the boot, and so you don't lose any boot space when you have the roof down. Unlocking, you can either use the button under the Jaguar Leaper logo there, or the one on the remote key fob, and then simply lift the tailgate, and you can see that we have an unusually shaped space. And yes, it isn't the biggest boot in the world, but it is plentifully large, particularly if you bear in mind how far forward it extends there under the folded roof. And if you are going to go touring in a convertible F-Type, I really do recommend that you purchase one of the luggage sets specifically designed to make the best use of the space and also to look great as you walk up the steps to the hotel. They're easily available from a number of manufacturers, and they will make touring in your F-Type convertible not only stylish, but very practical as well. Some reviewers and journalists have been a little bit unkind about the F-type boot space. There is, in fact, plenty of room in here. You just have to use it carefully. Obviously, soft-sided bags, not hard-sided suitcases. Okay, close the boot, and we'll come round to the passenger side of the car. We've got two-stage locking enabled on this vehicle at the moment, so we need a second tap on the key fob to unlock the passenger door. That's a security feature, of course. And then we can look in here at a door card, which is in fabulously good order, unblemished, unmarked. Swinging round, the tread plate is very fine as well, with the R-Dynamic logo on it there. And then the passenger side of the cockpit, the carpet and mat, the dashboard, the centre console, and this beautiful seat with its suede cloth and leather, all in very fine order indeed. Next stop, the power plant. So under the bonnet, and there is the cover under which exists the supercharger, under which we find the 3-litre V6 engine producing 380 PS, 375 horsepower, and that through the ZF 8-speed gearbox drives this F-Type from 0 to 60 in just 4.8 seconds and onto a top speed of 171 miles per hour. Those are impressive numbers, aren't they? But they don't convey what the F-Type is about. And the F-Type is about being there in the driver's seat with your hands and feet on the controls, thinking your way through the journey ahead and experiencing the connection that an F-Type gives you as the driver with your car and your road. That is what the F-Type does so brilliantly well. It is a lively and vibrant vehicle, and driving an F-Type from A to B is invariably a pleasurable experience, whether you're doing the North Coast 500 for fun with the person who means most to you in your life, or you're simply nipping to the shops for some milk. Either of those journeys will be a great experience in an F-Type, I can tell you. Again, you can see under the bonnet here, everything in very fine order, crisp and clean, excellent service history with this car, main dealer service history. It's performing just as it should. It's passed all of our tests and inspections without any issue. It drives superbly, and it is waiting to please its next keeper. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a great pleasure to show you this beautiful F-Type. We're Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire, open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email, WhatsApp us if you've got any questions, or if you'd like to arrange to see this car in person or by video call. It'll be a pleasure to send you a link to our Google Drive online folder with higher resolution photos which you can zoom in on and PDF copies of important documents. If you've got a car to dispose of, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really brilliant broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the things that our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again. Feel free to like and subscribe to us here on YouTube, and I will look forward to hearing from you very soon. Contact details coming next.